so many good-hearted women. Women who watch this show feel a pull to do more, to give back, to contribute to something bigger. You tell us that often, but when you're swimming in the day-to-day trenches of motherhood, it can often feel like you don't have much of an impact on the big world around you. That topic, making an impact, has been on the mind of our very own Dr. Liz Hale lately. Now, what brought this into thought?
Well, you know, we make an impact whether we're trying or not. I think we can make an impact that's harmful or helpful or neutral, which I don't even know if there's such a thing as a neutral impact. But I am so impressed as I look at our own community, Haley, and I see the loss of children and parents, and my heart just like rips in half. I don't even know most of these people. But what inspires me is what people do in the midst of tragedy, how they rise to that occasion. You know, just even Mueller Junior High. My understanding is after that incident, the very next day, parents had stayed up all night. Parents that weren't even associated with Mueller necessarily, when the young boy brought guns to school, and it was frightening for everyone. He was just in pain, obviously, that 15-year-old boy. But parents put hearts on every locker saying, "You rock," or "We believe in you," or "Be strong," and Christmas lights, and they just really went all out to make those kids feel like, you know, you can do this. We believe in you, and we love you, and people care.
And so simple things like that make a huge difference. And you say the question is never, am I making an impact?
Yeah, we're always making an impact. Even the White brothers, you know, they lost their parents in that terrible car accident when they were all going to Denver for a hockey tournament. And I was blown away by the love of the hockey community, the parents, the players rallying around those two young boys. I was just touched by that. The things that we can do for good. It's inspiring. Don't you think?
Oh, amazing. And we hear the phrase often that, you know, do we have an impact on the world? But you say it's important to kind of redefine the impact on the world and change up the world.
That's true. Well, one of my favorite quotes is, "I'm not out to change the world, I'm out to change mine." And so often I think we neglect home life. We save compassion for strangers. Isn't that sad? Maybe that's just something telling that I'm saying on myself. But we kind of look over the heads of the ones that are most needy in our very own family. For instance, we might have a nephew who's struggling to get through college. We could help him out for a semester or a school year, whatever our resources allow. Or perhaps we have an older auntie or a grandmother whose car is in need of an oil change. Just pay attention in our own families. Start in our own homes and extended families first and foremost, and then build from there.
Okay, and where do we build to as we start to kind of mend the family and get things together that way? Where do we go after?
I was inspired about rethinking my birthday from this young woman who lived in Detroit, and as a young girl, she was 15, she spent a lot of time in aftercare programs. You know, parents didn't have a lot, and she was really grateful to have some place to go. At the age of 15, this girl, Rhea Gabby, I think is her last name, it was 3 weeks before her 15th birthday. Her oldest brother, the one she loved the most, was shot in the back and was killed instantly. And she was crushed. She wouldn't come out of her room. She wouldn't talk. She wouldn't eat. She didn't want a birthday party. She didn't want one. She didn't want to plan one. She didn't want one for her. But on her 15th birthday, what she did is she went to a homeless shelter for vets, and she spent 8 hours serving them meals and playing board games. That's how she spent her 17th birthday. And that celebration led to becoming a really permanent helper at that facility. She spent about 700 hours just in her high school years alone helping at the vets homeless shelter. She inspired me. You know, I'm going to do that on my birthday. Because, you know, a lot of us complain about our birthdays, right? We moan and groan.
Yeah.
But I was just so inspired by that. What are we going to do? We're alive, so let's do something with it. Let's do something good.
Now, there's an aspect that serving nobody brings up.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that true? Just that we have to be on top of everything. We have to have it all together. We have to be from the right gene pool. We have to have certain financial resources. And that is just not true. It really isn't. We can make an impact no matter what. We can come from the crummiest of circumstances and still make a difference. This young woman, when she first went to the homeless shelter for vets, as a matter of fact, she was really kind of down. She just couldn't fake it, you know, and the vets picked up on that. These guys have been to war in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Vietnam, and they called her on it. They said, what's going on? And she told them that her brother had been shot with an AK-47 in the back, and they all could relate. There was something that really connected them together, and that's the beauty, I think, the secret of service this is that it is both sides. It's both of us joined together.
And that is so true, because when I try to help or get involved in my community, and even if I don't want to, or I'm the one that's feeling, it helps so much. And by the end of it, your spirit is just so lifted, and you feel this sense of accomplishment.
That's right. It's kind of forgetting ourselves, isn't it? You know, it's and focusing on someone else. We didn't come here to life, I don't think, to learn to love ourselves. We're already very aware where we're self-loving, whether we're self-loving or self-loathing. We're self-involved, but we came here to learn how to love others, and that is part of service. You're right.
Okay, now there's a book you recommend for people who are trying to learn more about this topic and how to help out.
Yeah, it's called Built On. This whole program of a gentleman, his name escapes me, but it's all about changing. One person can change a life. You know, walk in their shoes. I love that. Oh, Jim, I'm so glad you have that. Zielikowski, you guys are on top of it. And he really was the developer of this particular program of helping children who are needy help other children who are even needier. They go to other third world countries and they help build schools for children. I mean, it's really quite impressive.
Liz, we always appreciate having you on the show and the great uplifting topics.
Thank you.